Hello, folks. Welcome to Splatfest 2018, I guess. January. Comedy versus that other thing. Action. So I'm just going to be streaming this for a little bit, not too long. I might stream this later tonight when I have friends who play this game who are, like, awake and around and available. But for right now, it's just going to be me soloing. Ah, shoot, the map's changed. That sucks. They were pretty solid before. So I'm going to be trash garbage for a little bit because I've been aggressively scrubbing my slots and stuff in preparation for this event, but I didn't prep good enough. So everything... Actually, I guess that's okay. I kind of wish my Splatfest tee was a bit more varied. I actually got a really good loadout a while back, and I hacked it up. I didn't keep it. Oh yeah, I guess I should post that I'm doing this. Give me a sec. You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it. No, that's gross. That's me. Close that. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Oh, okay. That should be okay. Yeah. That's alright. Let's do the thing. So I still take issue. I hope I take issue because they say, "Oh, you can battle with your friends if you have friends who play this game, but only if you have exactly 3 friends to form an exact team of a total of 4, then you can play with your friends. If you don't, you're shit out of luck." I should probably not swear when I stream this. I always tell myself that, and then it doesn't happen. Yeah, heck, I was hoping to get, I was hoping to try out the new map, but I guess the map's reset like a half hour ago. Oh well. What are we gonna do? Oh, if anybody pops in, let me know how the audio and stuff sounds and the stream is looking / holding up. So yeah, I didn't feel like I leaned one way in particular on this Splatfest. Really at all. Okay, bye. It was nice seeing ya. I thought we found an opposing team, but I guess we didn't. But yeah, like I don't really seek out action movies. I tend to actually hate action. Like super typical action movies I really despise. I hate their formula. It's the same reason I hate slashers and horror movies. Again, wide sweeping generalizations. So like I didn't want to pick action because they literally put me to sleep. There's something about when action movies have a poop load of stuff going on screen, and if I'm even a little bit tired, it just becomes this visual noise that like lulls me to sleep because it stops having any meaning generally the way that action is shot in a lot of action movies, where it's a lot of like poorly filmed shaky cam-esque ways to get away with looking like people are hitting each other. So yeah, I didn't want to vote for action, but I also I don't seek out comedies. Like the most things that I watch these days are like, honestly, most of the time when I see a movie, I'm going out to a superhero movie or a Star Wars movie. So generally speaking, that's Disney movies. So I don't really seek out comedies. Like I like them well enough, but like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, the latest movie with, I don't know, bad examples. Seth Rogen is out. I have to go to the theaters and see that right now. Like, I'd rather watch a good comic book hero action, which they definitely fall in the action genre. Like, no question. But that's the thing, like, comic book movies, especially Marvel movies, straddle this line between action and there is a lot of comedic stuff in there. So, I don't know. I didn't feel like I leaned heavily one way or the other on this Splatfest. It's an okay Splatfest, what do you call it, genre. Oh my god, I just noticed that these are Game Grumps colors. Neat. Good for them. Glad to see they finally made it to the mainstream. Oh yeah, and friggin' Barry from Game Grumps has been streaming. I keep, like, popping into those streams and then, like, popping out. He has, like, a lot of viewership, pretty understandably, given, like, he already had a dedicated, like, people who liked him. Like, moving over to a streaming service, he's just gonna have that built-in following. But that was really cool to see, and he did this fun thing where he was, like, making emotes with chat. Like, he was deciding on what the emote should be, and, like, chat directly contributed and helped decide that, and it was cool. Yeah, he seems like he's got his stuff in order, and that seems fun. And I need to tune in for a lot more of those, because those seem like they'd be fun. They'd be fun to do. Oh heck! Oh no, I thought we were doing good. I guess not. Oh heck! They pushed us back. Heck, guys, get your stuff together. This just in. Run away. Like a huge baby. That's good enough. Whoops. Oh, we took it back. Oh well. Here's hoping. I don't know about all that. That looks pretty even to me. I think they won. Woo, nice. Excellent. Wow, 13 kills, William. You need to chill out, sir. This is also the first Splatfest where I've had a pro controller. I feel like I'm gonna have a significant advantage. Hey, Instant Train, how are you doing, man? I was gonna say, how are you doing this morning, but it's not really morning, is it? Instant Train, if you had to choose a side, action movies or comedies, where would you fall in line? Because I was just talking about how I don't lean one way in particular very aggressively. Never seen a Splatfest before. Well, it's just the default mode in Splatoon. The most notable mode, anyway, which is Turf War, which is where you try and outpaint the other team for, like, total turf painted. And you can't play with your friends unless you have 3 friends in particular. Does movies like Star Wars or Indiana Jones count as action, or is that more adventure? I lump those into action, but I understand that action is a pretty specific genre of, like, I'm Sylvester Stallone and I'm going to fight the thing. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really didn't lean one way or the other on this subject in particular. I kind of just went to comedy because that's where all my friends went. Also, Train, how's the audio sound? Is the game too low? It looks like it might be a little bit... What the frick is this? Most definitely action. Star Wars-y Heroes Journeys kind of films are my favorite. What? Okay, sure. They're using the mechanic from the campaign. That's so interesting. Is this... Like, I don't... Like, literally, there's no reflection on the glass. You can't tell if you're on a surface or not. That kind of sucks. Like, I figure if you implement that in multiplayer, you'd put something. Like, look, this is a wall. I can't tell that's a wall. In the campaign, that's fine because, like, there's very clear, like, places you need to get to. It's like, you know that there's a path in between you and there. But in, like, a multiplayer context, like, put some reflections on, like, the surface, guys. That's, like, really hard to navigate spatially. Ouch. I'm gonna die in this rain cloud. Yep. Game is a hair low. Okay, I'll fix that after this match, for sure. Thanks, Instant Train. Appreciate audio feedback the most. But yeah, I didn't feel like I leaned one way or the other. Also, these are Game Grumps colors. Who are you in this Splatfest? Grump or not so Grump? You decide. And which character would be represented by which color? I guess Aaron would be orange, and Dan would be blue. Because Dan likes blue, I suppose. And orange is a warm color. And pink is also a warm color. Where? I don't see the people. Open the doors! Where's all the people? There we go. That'll work. Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Yeah, anyway, what are you getting up to today, Train? Instant boy. Is this a wall? Like, see, now I don't trust anything on this map. Because anything could be a wall or a surface. I'm gonna die. That's so bizarre. Oh, nice. Get wrecked. Or don't. It's fine. You don't have to. Like, I understand that getting wrecked is a novel concept that most people don't want to do. But yeah. Ooh, those are the little things that clean off the surfaces. Got it. Oh boy, I don't even feel good about that one. I was just lobbing paint, and that person just happened to be there. How did that missile launcher work just now? Oh, it's essentially heat-seeking. Like, you prime it, and then you have to find the players. Here, I'll show it next time it pops up. So, I'm about to get it, hopefully, if all goes well. So yeah, somebody just locked onto me with a missile launcher. So this is what it looks like from the other side. Okay, I'd love to get it, like, right before the match ends. So, those are the people, and I have to lock onto them and hit this. I should have done that sooner, instead of explaining it. Anyway. It's like your special move, right? Yeah, it's like ults in Overwatch, except that if you die when you have your ult in Splatoon, it goes away. Or it, like, takes a bit of a bump. So, I'll explain it a bit more in the next match, because you're not super familiar with Splatoon. But first, let me adjust Elgato. Configure video. Bump the thing up to this. Ooh, we're gonna get a new slot on our gear. What's it gonna be? Alright, we're gonna re-roll our slots, actually. That small cat, he's the bad guy, Instant Train. He's the bad guy. He's never the good guy. But that other team also sees it from that perspective, so there's not really any point. That's fun. Yeah, this game's fun. Re-roller slots. Okay, so Splatoon 2 introduced a thing. So your gear has slots. So these are the slots that my gear has. And you could re-roll them in Splatoon 1, but it was random. So the reward for winning in a Splatfest is you get these consumable items called deep sea snails that are adorable as hell. They look, they're in the top right-hand corner. They're those little green things. They look a lot cuter as a 3D model. But anyway, you use them to randomly re-roll your slots. But in this game, they have a mechanic where you can scrub your slots and store up ability chunks. This is the whole thing. Like, I didn't understand this, and so you not being someone who plays Splatoon, this is going to sound like gibberish. So each of these slots, aside from the very first one, are randomly determined as you level up that gear. And when you scrub it, you get to keep those abilities to apply them later to another piece of gear if you want to. Or you could use a snail, reroll, like increase slots / reroll. So if I did this, I would use one of my consumables, which I have a lot of. Which I actually might do, because I have a lot of them and I never use them. So I'm just gonna reroll the Splatfest tee. So look, I'm gonna reroll them. It gets rid of all of these. And it'll choose 3 at random. So that's a bunch of bomb-related slots. Good roll to get the stats that benefit the gear. Yeah, totally. It's to benefit your build in general and what you want to focus on. So, like, I have a lot of ink recovery because the weapon I use takes a lot of ink, and ink saver so that it doesn't use as much ink. So this is, I'm just explaining, basically, Splatoon. So this has ink saver sub power up, and bomb defense up. So that means that my bombs aren't going to cost as much, the power is going to be better, and my defense against bombs is going to be good. Which is actually okay. I might keep those, but yeah, I could scrub the slots, and then instead of just re-rolling them randomly, I get to keep these, but then I have to individually level those slots and earn them one at a time. Oh, by the way, how does the game sound now? Is it okay? I know that the music's kind of like faded in the background. And yes, it's Meme Town. Also, the Splatfest music sucks. I hate Portal's rapping, it's not great. Anyway. So yeah, that's the new mechanics in Splatoon 2 at play. It was actually really confusing when I started this game. I didn't understand it, like, even a little bit, to be honest. Oh yeah, the whole thing around Splatfest is that it is a concert, but it's also a competitive thing where you take sides. But yeah, like the setup, and like before the concert happens, like earlier, like yesterday, for example, you can see like the stage starting to be constructed, like in the plaza, which I always thought was really cool. Like you can see them like starting to set up the show, basically. And I always thought that was really cool. But yeah, welcome to Splatoon 2. It's a fun game for fun kids. Cool Kid 64. Man, good for him. He's a cool kid. And he's 64. That's just a win. Is there any benefit to being on the winning team? Yeah, you get more of those bragging rights, but also you get more of those slugs that I was mentioning earlier that let you reroll stats. Which isn't something I do a lot in this game, actually, because you have the option to scrub them and earn them back. So, like, there's a lot of, like, I tend to just scrub stuff instead of re-rolling it, because that's an option that exists in this game, as opposed to before when you had to randomly use them. So yeah, I just locked on to 3 people, just to kind of show you what that looks like. And I killed one, luckily. They probably had a fair bit of damage, like, already on them, and that's why they died to that, so don't come at me, bro. No! Oh, heck. Alright, he murdered me dead. Do you win Splatfest a lot? It varies. I'd have to go look back because honestly it's not on an individual basis, right? So it's your team. And this is the global Splatfest. So every region, usually they're limited by region. So there's Japan, there's the European region, and then there's North America. I believe that's the division. And so this is a global one, which means every region in the world is participating in the same thing. Generally, we all get different ones, and we can't like play together because like one region is getting a different Splatfest, or like they're at different times and stuff like that. So every region is participating, and that means that every person who's chosen comedy is on your team, and you have to get, in order to win, you have to get a total. It's a thing of 3 totals. It's wins, it's win ratio solo. So like me, for example, I'm in solo queue right now. And then it's wins for partying up. So if you have 3 other people and you're partying up, that's a different win ratio. And then popularity. And each of those counts for a point, and whoever gets 2 out of 3 wins. So there's no drawing in Splatfest. Oh god. Despite, I don't like all that jazz. It's not great. I don't think we're gonna win this one, folks. Hey, sir. How about you, like, die? That'd be neat, right? Novel. Yeah, anyway, I apologize if it's confusing. Splatoon is, like, a beast that I always just know. And most of the people I engage with kind of, like, know the deal. So it's kind of weird to explain it in a fresh way to make someone understand, because I don't have to do that very often. Heck you, sir and or madam. Alright, so these people are... Oh, God, they're all up in our business. Heck you, I'm gonna do the same. Get in their business. I don't think we won that one. So, how do you play in groups? I have to group up in a lobby with 3 other people. If you don't have 3 other people to play with, you're fucked. You can't just play with 1 other friend. You can't just play with 2 other friends in Splatfest. You have to have an exact total of a group of 4. And that sucks. Splatoon's matchmaking was really rough in Splatoon 1. Even when you're lobbying up together for regular battle, you're pitted against each other on different teams, which I actually think is fun. Like, I used to think it was garbage, but I actually think it's a lot more fun that way. Like, essentially, like, you could be on the same team or you couldn't be. This is during the regular game. This is not the case in Splatfest. But yeah, Splatoon's lobbying and matchmaking is a whole beast. Who kind of friends do you play with? Usually it's Chu, Art Chu, and Chrisu, Queen Chrisu. And before, like way back in the day, before Discord and Splatoon 2, during Splatoon 1, I had a solid squid squad of Katie did art, Chu, and Chrisu, and we were a total of 4, but in Splatoon 1, you couldn't even queue up with 4 people. So you all had to search at the same time and just hope that you got in the same team. So it's improved marginally since Splatoon 1. Because you can match up if you have 4 people. If you don't have 4 people, you can't. But yeah, in Splatoon 1, you couldn't match up if you, like, at all. You just had to hope that you got in the same game, which happens. It does happen. If you search at the same time, sometimes it happens. But yeah, and also Cody played last Splatfest, but I don't think we're going to have enough people, because currently it's only... Okay, bye, team action. Currently we only have me, Chrisu, Cody, and Chu doesn't play Splatoon when he's at school because his internet sucks. I don't understand how he plays Overwatch but can't play Splatoon. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's fine. But yeah. Welcome to Splaton. It's a fun game. It's especially fun when it doesn't hurt your hand to play, which is a good thing about the Pro Controller, because the Joy-Con grips were not my favorite. Hey, it's Queen Chrisu. Speaking of the devil. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. What's up, Chrisu? I can't pay much attention to chat. Eck. Heck you, sir. Goddamn sniperman. No one likes you. Or the weapon that you use. Come on, dude. Doing a good job of explaining this makes sense. Oh, guys, come on. This is bad. Stop booyahing. We're losing. You'll also notice I have opted to be a rollerman in Splatoon 2 because rolling is actually 100% valid and viable because they introduced a lot of new things into this game and changed the way that rollers work that make them a lot more fun. Yep, I see it. Oh my god, how'd you get away, Surrender Madam? Wow, I was lucky I had that shield. Yeah, sorry if I don't pay much attention to chat when I'm playing. I'll only be able to read when I die. The stakes are high. You get this thing that lets you re-roll slots that actually doesn't mean a lot in this game because you can just scrub them for a lot of money. Oh god. I actually wish you could use the sea slugs as a stand-in for the hefty price that you have to pay in order to scrub your slots. I wish you could use one to scrub your slots. Because scrubbing your slots in the long run is much more useful, because you get those ability chunks for scrubbing, and for re-rolling you don't get anything. You get the new abilities, but you don't get to do that other thing. see you're tacked. I used to be one of those people. Oh no. Now my location is known. Heck. What was the orange arrow pointing on the ground? Oh, that was where someone was gonna spawn. So you can spawn on your allies like so. I might die because of this. Usually it's not a great idea because teammates in this game tend to suck at defending teammates that are incoming. I didn't die, which is lucky. So yeah, you can spawn on your team if you have reliable teammates who you can count on and communicate with and be like, hey, can you back off for like 1 second just because I'm gonna spawn on you? And then usually after that decision is made, it's a lot of us yelling, oh my god, you shouldn't have done that. What a bad decision. I think we lost. Oh, maybe we won. They sucked at fucking getting their spawn zone. That was poopy. I'm surprised. I think I've won. No, that's not true. I think we lost the last one. Anyway, Splatfest is a consistently good reason to come back and play Splatoon, if you haven't been in the past. Congrats. Thanks. Chrissy, do you want to get in on this? I'm waiting for my computer to boot up. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. I'm gonna, yeah. Maxi number 6239. That's a quality number of Maxi, I suppose. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not gonna stream this terribly long. I'm gonna tag out, at the most in an hour, probably before that. But yeah, there's a live show happening, and I want to watch that on the Twitchzor, because it's good. This is fun to watch. Yeah, I'm not going right now, Train. I said like in an hour, at most. It is fun to watch. Splatoon 2 in general, like, the couple times I've gone back and watched my archives and, like, scrubbed through, it's just visually cool to see. Like, it's just visual nonsense and, like, really pleasant to look at in the best of times. And I'm gonna do this thing. Also, when you use your ult, it refills your ink tank entirely. So I tend to usually sit on mine until I need to refill my ink tank, and then I panically use it so that I can refill my ink. Oh yeah, basic mechanic of Splatoon, in case you didn't know. You swim through the ink and it restores your ink. So like, you have ammo essentially, but you just swim through the ink of your own color in order to build it back up. Oh, this is a bad time for me, in particular. Alright, goodbye. Oh god, okay. What do you mean booyah? Did you die? Oh no. Yep, so I just got killed because you can't move very much when you're activating your ult in most cases. I don't have faith in this one, I'll tell you that. About getting over it with Bennett Foddy. I don't know what that is. I have no earthly idea what that is. It sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Please explain in vivid detail so I can feel like I have a more informed opinion of that subject than I do. Vicariously, through friends. Not like the TV show, but like the in real life acquaintances. You know the ones. You got your Monicas. You got your Rachels. You got your other people that exist. God damn it! I'm gonna die because that's not. You wanna ideally with the rockets, try and lock onto as many people as possible. Just because the more people you lock onto, the more missiles are actually sent out to each individual one. Fuck! I'm gonna die. Damn it. Oh, it's a game about climbing. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I don't have any feelings anyway in particular. I mean, it looks like fun slash frustrating. I don't have an opinion on it because I don't like design games or claim to be an expert on them. I just play them. Fuck, we're definitely losing this one. That shotgun guy and that brushman are like real pains in my side. Like genuine. I'm gonna die. Yep, this was dumb. I guess I'll do this. I didn't even get it off. That sucks. But it's actually a weirdly philosophical take on the nature of progression and the shelf life of media. Is it? Is that something that people have, like, extracted from it? Or is it something that the creator has explicitly said that that was their intended purpose? Because, like, people can assign a lot of meaning to a lot of things. Like, the Beatles specifically wrote songs being like, there's no way that somebody could think this song is about anything. And then, of course, people consuming media in the way they did. They're like, oh my god, the walrus is me. Like, I am the walrus. And all that fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I haven't played it. It looks silly and goofy. I just know that there's a man with a hammer, and it looks hard and weird. Explicitly stated because the game has commentary over a gameplay. Yeah, I don't know. I literally don't have any thoughts about it because I haven't played it, so... And I don't know enough about what it deals with to have an informed opinion, or an opinion in general. I just know that people yell over it. And I literally saw an ad that was like, the most infuriating game, and it was a compilation of a bunch of Twitch streamers yelling and overacting as they do, playing it up, if you will, which I'm not a terribly huge fan of. Speaking of playing it up, man, I'll confess to something real quick. I don't know how to react. I have bad feelings. I generally don't know how to react when I lose a Pokemon in my Nuzlocke run. I'll be straight up. I tend to play it up because I don't know how else to react. Like, I yell because I'm like, what the fuck? But usually the actual, like, in real life response is I put my head in my hands and mumble to myself, which isn't great for audio. So I'll play that up. Like, I don't know. That's the only instance of that. I try not to play stuff up because I kind of hate that. But that's like a super personal gripe. Yelling is cool. I mean, it can be. I know a thing or two about yelling. I do it sometimes. Can we get rid of like that situation up there? That'd be neat. Oh no, I'm gonna die. I don't like it. I don't like dying. Not a big fan, gotta say. I don't know if I like that ult. The bubble ult. I don't know if I like it. Oh, good. Someone's in our business and I don't like it. Whoops. Oh! Yes! So I locked onto everyone on their team in that instance. And they recently patched it so that the way you launch missiles is stupid quick. And I don't know if I like it, because it I think they probably nerfed the power of it and made it so that they fire really quickly. Because it used to be that you fired really slow. Like every additional target you locked onto meant that you fired a lot slower. As it is my first. It's definitely not my first watching. I've watched a bit of other Nuzlocks. Not like... I don't like seek them out, but like if people, personalities I find interesting play them, then I'm down. I think Pro Jared did one. The Super Best Friends did one like a million years ago. It's kind of rough quality-wise because of like their audio setup at the time. Can you fuck off, sir? Fine, I'll just undo all the bullshit you did. Because I have that weapon too, you Dingledorf. And now I have this. Joke's on you. Oh, come on. Ah, you fucker. Alright. But yeah, it's like... That Nuzlocke run is scary for a couple reasons. Oh, I hate that. I hate it so much. I don't understand. It seems like they know where the enemy team is. That ult used to be very different as well. It used to not be that wide and scary. Yeah, so that run is scary for a couple reasons. It's scary because I don't know what I'm doing. I suck at Pokemon typing. It's my first Nuzlocke, and it's my first time playing that game in general. If it was a game I was way more familiar with less typings, like an earlier version of Pokemon, I might fare a bit better. But as it stands, it's pretty intimidating. Like, I make really basic, stupid mistakes, and I send out typings that are gonna get one-shotted. Like, a lot. I do it a lot. I've lost a fair few allies to that. I need to start compiling a death list, because that'll be fun. I'm not gonna release anything of that nature until I'm, like, done, but I'll start compiling a thing. I'm thinking of playing a buffer at the beginning of my stream, showing all the moments in Pokemon that we've lost, with sad music under it and stuff. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that, and I'll just build it out more as the playthrough goes on. But we're on the 8th gym in that game, so like it's wrapping up, I think. But like that game is also presenting itself in a weird way where I don't think the Elite Four is gonna be the final challenge. I think that there's gonna be some post Elite Four content, if I had to guess. Just the way that it's, like, framing the Elite Four and stuff, like, or I'm gonna fight the big bads. Like, I'm gonna fight N and his cronies and Team whatever the hell. I don't remember their name. There's a Z, Platinum, I don't remember their name, because I suck at that stuff. Night boys and girls. And yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see when that game wraps up and if I'm gonna make it to the end. Because I didn't... Truth be told, like, I kind of I went into that Nuzlocke thinking, like, okay, there's a very good chance that I won't finish this because I'll just run out of Pokemon. Which is totally possible and not, like, absurd or strange. Okay, people need to stop being, like, good at this game. Like, just for a second. Yeah. Lock on to me with missiles. See what hop on. Oh, good. I don't like it. So at some point that ult got really scary, and I don't like it. I don't like being on the receiving end of it. It reminds me a lot of the killer whale from the first game now. Like, it resembles it a lot in how wide it is. Do you think you're gonna make it through? I think if I play smart and over-level the way I have been, but even over-leveling, this person is absurd, and I want them to stop killing me. You can just tell the way that somebody, like, moves and plays in Splatoon, like, especially the way that that person plays, like, they are not hecking around. Like, they play this game in a very different way than I do. Like, sometimes you see people and you're like, oh, I'm playing this game wrong. Like, they clearly have it figured out, and you don't quite understand. You don't have the mental capacity to understand the level that this game should be played on, you know? Alright, oh, wow, they have the double roll! What a smart person. These people are probably playing together. Unfortunately, in this game, you can't play as a stack, or you can't see if people are playing as a stack. We did, however, during the Christmas Splatfest, we saw we saw a 4-stack that was the breakdown of their names was "Why aren't you at elf practice?" But it never showed up in the right order, so it was really funny. And people do that a lot now. They take a meme phrase and then they make it into all their team names. What the heck? Where'd you come from? Okay, so like every single one of these persons is playing this game in a way that I don't understand. We totally kicked their ass though, 100%. But yeah, regarding the Nuzlocke, I think I'll get through. I think there's a really high possibility that I'll fudge it all up. Because generally the way you take on the Elite Four in regular Pokemon games is you save before everyone, you die, you reload, you figure that guy out, and then when you like black out, you just get to redo them and you know more about them than you did going in, so you can change your typings and get better Pokemon to better accommodate the typings that the Elite Four has. And I'm not gonna have that. It's interesting how much chat changes the game. What do you mean? I'm curious. Chat. Like Twitch chat? Oh, like having people along the ride is the only reason I've made it this far. Like people giving me advice, albeit like it's delayed by a fair few seconds, so sometimes I make dumb decisions and then everybody's yelling at me to make these proper decisions. But like sometimes I specifically say, okay, I'm gonna wait for chat to catch up and you guys tell me what the heck to do, and then I sit there for what seems like an eternity and nobody said anything new or contributed any new information, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do a thing. And then the second you do that thing, you get the feedback that tells you that that's a bad thing. And so that sucks and isn't good. I feel like if everyone could talk in this game, the mood would be a lot more competitive. Dude, I support Splatoon not having voice chat. Like, because A, it's supposed to be built out as this game for children. And if you have adults or children, like young children, screaming and saying swears and slurs, like, it changes the context of this game a lot. So, like, imagine an Overwatch world where no one's yelling at you in chat. That's the world that I lived in until I started playing on PC, because you have to opt into voice chat in that game. It's not on by default. You have to opt into it, and voice or text chat doesn't exist, so you never see anybody's shitty passive-aggressive statements about how, oh, our healer is the reason that we suck and lose. So, like, Overwatch wasn't a super salty game for me, and then I got into the PC realm, and it was just kind of gross. Like, I find it really appalling how people behave in that game. Like, we have a person we play with who, for all intents and purposes, acts kind of shitty. And we yell at them, and they don't get it because it's clear that they've been playing games like that, where they just understand that yelling at people in all caps and calling them shitty people because of the decisions they made in a fake video game, inform how they are as real people. And they just do that because I feel like that's probably what they've been doing. And they don't understand, like, they've had no group of people tell them that that's not okay, and we try and do that, but they don't generally cooperate. I mean, they've been better, but, like, I don't know. I left Overwatch because I was just too angry. These people are destroying us, and I don't like it. I want to note that for the record. Yeah, like, I wouldn't want this game to have voice chat. Okay, sure, no one's on top of this. That's great. I love it. Somebody kill this. Okay, great. I fucked that up. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose pretty clearly. We're gonna lose. Can you stand there for a little bit longer, sir? Please, thank you. I appreciate it. Can you not? Oh my god, this match is a mess. Everyone claims it's okay if you play casual modes, but generally I find to be completely inaccurate. I find that it doesn't matter what, like, regarding people's saltiness and attitude, it doesn't really matter which you play. Like, I've only played competitive, I've only completed one competitive season in Overwatch since I started playing on PC. And I didn't notice any difference in the demeanor. I actually found that, like, I was getting less shit-talking because people weren't stopping in the middle of a match to call out an individual person. So, like, I don't know. It just sucks. Yeah, I don't know. It's Overwatch has a community around it that generally yell at each other, and it bothers me. Like, I want everybody to be good to each other, and I try and garner that in games. Like, no, I'm not going to reach out every single time I load into a game and be like, I hope everyone's having a good day, good luck, have fun, because a lot of the times that spurs the contrarian in the match to be like, no, fuck you, I hope you die and don't have a good day. And it's like, dude, like, you wouldn't have said that otherwise. But like, if people engage in a good way, it's fun, and I find like the good very much elevates that game in a meaningful way, where if you interact with cool people that you wouldn't otherwise, it's really cool and fun and interesting because you're so used to the other thing. You're so used to seeing the other people being shitty or otherwise dismissive and not cooperative, and treating this game like it's their goddamn livelihood, which for maybe some people it is, but if it is, maybe they shouldn't play casual or quick play. I don't know. I just don't enjoy its player mood. I mean, honestly, Train, like, if I recall, like, when you were playing Overwatch, you were the angriest I've ever heard you be. Like, I've never heard you get very angry, but when you were playing Overwatch, you got very angry. So it's not like... It's definitely not always... It's like, that type of competitive game, like, it awakens things in people, to a certain degree. Like, this game for me is like one of the ones that I get pretty mad at. I can play it really casually, but especially, I've noticed when I've been playing it a lot more recently. Like, when I was only playing it and coming back for every Splatfest, I was having a good time and I wasn't, like, getting angry. But now that I've been playing it a lot, I found myself getting very angry at just Turf War, which is the casual mode in the game. Also, I want to point out these people are playing like aliens. These people are playing in that way that I described earlier, which is absurd and makes me feel like I don't know how to play this game. But yeah, Overwatch is a whole thing. I don't even particularly love Overwatch as a game. I think it's fun, and it has pretty okay... Oh, I'm gonna die. It has pretty okay character designs, but, the only reason I'm playing Overwatch still to any degree is because I play it with friends. There was a period of my life when I was playing on Xbox where I kind of stopped talking to the people I played Overwatch with because of one reason or another, and then Overwatch became this grind for skins that I didn't need to get because I didn't have anyone to show them off to, so what's the point? I'm gonna die and I don't like it. I don't know. I don't think Overwatch is the best shooter out there. I think, it's totally on an individual basis. Obviously, what you enjoy is super subjective, and I can't say that Overwatch is objectively horrible because that would not be true, because everything is subject to opinion. What subjective means. Anyway, Overwatch is the whole goddamn thing. And I think it's a pretty okay game, but I do think that people take it out of, blow up its importance a fair bit. Hey, did you know that it's time to die and lose a game? Oh, that's me. Sound of me dying. Can you stop, like, just a little bit? Yeah, maybe if it was more in the mood for a competitive shooter, I'd be more open. Yeah, that's fine, because, like, I've been playing not, like, very serious competitive shooters for a long time. But I play shooters that have competition for a long time. Like, I was a huge fan of the Halo series. Maybe I'll eventually stream that, and everyone will learn why. But, yeah, like, I like competitive shooters. I like multiplayer shooters. I just like playing them with friends. And if my friends aren't there, a game becomes less fun. Like, for example, most of my friends don't care about Halo anymore. And like I think Halo 5's multiplayer, like the actual in-game systems in play, I don't hate. I actually like it because the reason I like Halo is because it constantly changes itself and becomes a different game. I don't think COD is fun because it stays the same. And so like I could play Call of Duty 4, one of my favorite CODs, and still have probably more fun than if I picked up whatever new garbage they cranked out this year. But Halo is constantly changing themselves. I'm super worried for the life of that franchise. But I always liked the multiplayer, but now that I don't really have anyone to play it with, like, it's going to be really hard to get me into the 6th game, because then I'll be playing it just for the campaign, and Halo 5 proved that might not be worth it. Halo 4, I loved its campaign, but, like, if I'm going back just for the campaign, and I do like the story of Halo a lot, and I have a lot of, I assign a lot of value to that campaign and its story and the narrative of Halo. But if they don't kill it in the next game, which supposedly is the last game in that trilogy, then I can like soundly say that Halo kind of is dead, but we'll see. Yeah, I think just enjoy Overwatch more, hearing you all play it and watching the cinematics and stuff. Do you think the Master Chief story should have ended with Halo 3? No, I don't. I don't think it should have. I am of a firm belief that Halo 4 has value, and introducing a lot of the things that they did, and the story and the narrative weight that came along with it was really cool, because A, Master Chief's story doesn't conclude with Halo 3. B, Cortana's story doesn't conclude with Halo 3. It feels like it does. It looked like it was leaning towards it, but it didn't wrap up. Sure, the Halo stuff, like the arc happening, I won't say because, Train, you haven't played, but stuff that happens at the end of that game, do wrap up a lot of things, but it doesn't wrap up the personal struggles of those people. And Halo 4 really tightly tied a bow on something in particular in the Halo series that's really important, a personal story. And then in Halo 5, it's super negated immediately. And I don't like it. I don't like that about Halo 5. And also, Halo 5 makes you follow 3 jobbers that you don't care about. Nathan Fillion's in there, and I care about him because he was in a previous Halo game, and I liked that Halo game. And so I would like a Halo game where I play as Nathan Fillion, please. Because frick this, like, no man lock character you're trying to push on me as another Master Chief, who somehow... I don't like a lot of things about that game. I'm gonna die, I don't like it. Okay, sure, yeah, sure. I'm gonna need to change my weapon for Splatfest because this roller thing is not cutting it for these maps. Anyway, Halo is a series of games that I feel very passionately about. And I really wish that they had promised to continue being very good, and I don't think that that's necessarily the case. God dang it with this Brushman. I don't like him. But yeah, no. Yes or no answer. No, I don't think that Halo should have concluded at 3. Or the Master Chief story should have concluded at 3. Halo 4 narratively is probably my favorite Halo campaign, honestly. I love Halo 3 for what it wrapped up, but like there's a lot of cool stuff going on in Halo 4. Really interesting and I think important things for character development. And then Halo 5 was this friggin' nothing entry that is poopy. I'm sorry that I'm just ranting about Halo now. This went from Overwatch to Halo. What can we hit next? Half-Life? Oh, Half-Life is a game that I played very late in its life cycle, and I played Half-Life 2 and all the episodes, and I was like, that was really good. and I liked that. And I understand why people want another one now. And then I played Half-Life 1, and I was like, this is also really good, and I like it a lot. And then I was like, guys, Valve can't put out a third Half-Life because there's too much hype now. You hecked it up is what you did. But it'd also be like if Halo 2 ended the way that it did and then they didn't put out a Halo 3. Like, I understand the reason and desire for resolution. But fun fact, you can just go read Half-Life 3's story. Yeah, Cortana's voice actor seems like a cool person. And Cortana is super important to those games, and 90% of the value of the Master Chief as a character is his counterpart Cortana, straight up. Like, that character wouldn't be interesting if he didn't have Cortana. He just wouldn't be. Cortana is a super integral part of that. Like, take Cortana out of every Halo game, and maybe aside from Halo 1, like Halo 1, she's still super important because she's your person relaying stuff, but past that, she becomes like an actual really important character. I don't know. I like video games. They're cool sometimes. A communication error has occurred. I actually stopped streaming Halo because it was too stressful for the viewers. What do you mean for the viewers? Do you mean that it was stressful having viewers because everyone on Earth has played Halo and they have an expectation that, like, you know this game back to front, but realistically that's dumb? You should just play the Halo games, man. Play them on your own time. They're fun as heck. They were getting frustrated that I didn't have my aiming down and got lost a lot. Dude, that sucks. Yeah, don't play... I don't think you should stream Halo if it's your first... If every single Halo is going to be your first foray into that Halo game. Like, straight up, just... Like, if there's anything that has aged to any degree, and you want to play it on stream, and it's your first time playing that game, like, especially with something like Halo, where so many people are in that realm, I don't think it's worth streaming because everybody else is going to have this expectation that you perform as well as they do with their decade-plus experience with the franchise, which isn't fair even a little bit. So just play them on your own time, man. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, I'm going to stream those games here eventually, for sure. I want to go through all of them. I was going to do one per stream, but that's really unrealistic because those games are long and take a long time. No, but that's frustrating for you, right? Like, if they're getting frustrated because you're getting lost, that, like, probably in turn makes you frustrated that you're not performing as well as you could. And that sucks and shitty. Not to mention that, like, streaming requires monitoring a bunch of different shit on top. Like, I find if I'm streaming or recording, 90% of the time, certain information is not getting into my head. Like, I find it so much harder to pay attention to Pokemon, like, just because I'm streaming it. Like, if I had the time to if I was sitting there absorbing typings and what's effective and what's not, as opposed to interacting with chat for that game, I'd be probably doing okay in it. But the reality is that, like, the interactive portion of it, it takes a lot of practice to be able to do something and still take in the same amount of information. And I don't think I'm there, especially with even a game that I've been playing as long as Pokemon. Like, that I'm so used to playing at a casual pace and not having many stakes in, suddenly having a lot of people watching you and a lot of stakes changes that formula in a not unmeaningful way. I don't know, like, it's stressful. So yeah, I 100% say play those games on your own. Fuck it, play those games with a friend. Like, co-op those games, because co-op Halo is meaningful and fun. And is good. Like, the co-op in those games is significant and not... Oh, I'm dead. It's funny, actually. I actually find I'm best I stream games like Mario 64 that require very little front of my brain focus. But also, again, Mario is something that you know intimately. Like, it's like when I stream... What is a game that I play well? It's like if I stream Yoshi's Island. Like, that game's hard as hell, but I'm gonna be able to, like, do it because I've been playing that game for, like, over 10 years. Like, you've known Mario 64 back to front because you've known it for your life. If you play Halo, a game that you're only playing now, that's super different. I don't like this. Guys, what's with the inking on the top right of our map? What's happening there? Anyway, streaming is hard. I don't stream as good as I could. And sometimes that's frustrating. And I've been thinking about that a lot. Fudge! I don't think we're gonna get this one, guys. Anyway, those are my thoughts on everything. The whole thing. It's all of it. It's all in there. Digest those as you would. Heck you, sir and or madam. Squiddle away like that. Alright, I don't think victory is within our grasp. We'll see. I think we're gonna wrap it up here soon. I'm actually really happy with the comment as what would it be? Self-absorbed as this might be to say. I'm really happy with the dialogue that I've had this stream. Usually Splatoon is a lot of me not talking because very few people show up because I tend to do it earlier in the day. And that is very much thanks to you. So thanks for coming along, Train, and engaging me in a meaningful way, because that doesn't happen a lot when I play Splatoon. One more. Yeah, we'll do one more and then we'll close this out. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know, like, it's really... Streaming is tough, right? So, like, I'm not currently looking at my viewers that I have, but I'm also playing a game, so that's fine. But when I was playing, like, I'm playing a multiplayer game which has stakes, but when I'm trying to, like, show, like, when I stream a game that I care about, and not, like, a multiplayer game like Splatoon, like, I care about Splatoon, but, like, I'm not trying to introduce people to a meaningful story. When I was streaming Red Dead, what was it, like, a couple weeks ago, I was really down that nobody was watching, and I know that you should stream because streaming is fun, but streaming isn't fun if you're getting almost no feedback, because then you're just playing a game and talking to yourself, and that feels weird. And I wanted people to see this game and enjoy it, and it ended up just being me sitting alone in a room and talking to myself. And if that happens, it can be really tough to feel like that stream has any value, and that can suck. So, like, it means a lot when people show up, and I hope that that's understood. I know that people have lives, and it's super hard to carve time out to watch, like, hour-long streams and stuff. But, like, it does mean a shitload when people show up, because it makes all the difference. Like, I've gone into streams feeling like complete... Ah, fuck, we just lost a person. So we're down one person, and people can't join up in the middle of matches. So this is totally moot. I've gone into streams feeling like absolute shitty, terrible about myself, and then people show up and make me feel good. And I guess that's selfish and self-serving, but then you can get into the philosophical thing like, everything you do is self-serving, even if you're being selfless, you're in turn trying to reward yourself with that feeling of feeling selfless, and you can get into that, but, like, I don't know. It makes me feel good to have people come hang out and engage and be cool people. It's neat and interesting and still really novel to me. Can you guys stop, like, shooting me? Like, that'd be super... Oh yeah, because you just got a 360. No, that's fair. I understand the Halo one. Totally, because Halo is a large thing that you want to experience yourself. I I don't know. Red Dead is a whole thing. I like those games a lot. I do think you should experience them yourself. Red Dead is heckin' good. It's better than any GTA game. I hope they don't fuck it up, because they can so easily fuck it up. Like, if Red Dead 2 feels in character like GTA 5, the campaign has lost me. And that sucks because GTA 5 had a super good, Red Dead had a super good narrative and really fun overworld. And I hope at the very least, because it's Rockstar, they're gonna nail the overworld. They generally can't not nail that. They tend to get that first try all the time these days. Like GTA 5 still has a fucking great overworld. Like half of that overworld looks like Red Dead, which is fun for me. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they don't fuck it up. They can so easily fuck it up. Red Dead was really simplistic in its multiplayer and like a lot of the things that it was presenting. Really hope they don't try and make it this super typical AAA shoot bang that they were trying to make GTA 5. Which is like, here's all these big events that we can put in a trailer and make into a thing, and like Red Dead 1 had like a social commentary aspect to it about like being shitty to natives and stuff like that, and that's pretty relevant today still, and like, I don't know. I just hope they don't fuck it up, which is so easy to do. The one game I absolutely want to stream is Sonic Generations. That game is crazy fun, so I'd like to do that. Sonic Generations is fun. I agree. It's a fun game for fun kids. Instant Train, have you played Mania yet? I seem to remember you saying that you didn't, and that blows me away. And maybe I'm crazy to hear that you haven't played Mania yet, because I don't believe it. Because you tend to be a pretty strong proponent of those older Sonic games. Audiences are fun to ban. Yep, totally. 100%. 100%. But yeah, I'm not streaming Red Dead until Red Dead 2 gets a release date, because then I can hopefully feed off of people's hype for the new game. But that's also kind of banking on something that might not happen. I live streamed a full blind playthrough of Mania the day it launched. Oh, maybe I was there. I think I was there briefly. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well, whatever. It was basically 2 hours of solid cackling. Solid. Alright, well, this is going to be the wrap-up part of the stream where, hey, it's Bayo. We're going to look at memes and good Splatoon drawings. Like an angel with cruel and merciless intent, go forth, young squid, and you'll become a legend. I don't know what that's a reference to, but I like that drawing. I don't love this one so much. It's weird. I hate this music. Anyway. Let me see what you have. A gun! Oh, nice. That's a solid meme. Team action better not win, only because it's not my team. Oh, nice. Solid. I love Meme Town. I liked it a lot better in Splatoon 1. I feel like a lot of things are generated and made poorly. Roller, I hardly know her. Haha, I'll be here all week. Nice, dude. I support that 100%. I feel like, I liked Splatoon 1's Miiverse integration a lot more than I like its emulation in this game. Because you're mostly seeing popular things, and you're generally not seeing stuff that people you've played with did, which sucks, and I miss that, because you'd see some really sad and funny things, but sometimes I feel like people just make sad and funny things to make them, and not out of genuineness, which is whatever, because it's the same content at the end of the day. Oh, let's listen to the song for a sec? Okay. It's not great. Whenever I see motion capture like this, I just think about I can't not think about a person in a black suit with golf balls all over it, and like a Japanese male person like doing all these movements, and that's really goofy to me. No, the rapping isn't good. Honestly, Marina's parts are pretty good. I always think that's weird. It sounds like she's saying, think about my body. It's weird. Anyway, I like Pearl's presence. Like, her hype part during this part of the song is great. But yeah, I don't like the rap parts. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for Splatoon 2 Splatfest. I might stream more of this later tonight when I actually have friends. Because right now I do not. But yeah, that might happen later. Until then, thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch ya in the next one. See you later, bye!